remote sensing technology for marine plants detection and monitoring. International Space Station (ISS) and satellite can be seen from the Earth's surface. This is how the remote sensing satellite captured the image by orbiting the Earth without having the direct contact to the object. Marine plants. There are only a few marine plants in the ocean. There might be a lot of things that look like plants, but they are not really plants. Most of the time, there are animals like coral. There is very popular angiosperm and marine plants in the ocean called seagrass. Seagrass is the flowering plant in the ocean, and they are really important ecosystem. The reason is where manatees and sea turtle get the majority of their foods, especially manatees. Manatees are herbivores that eat mainly seagrass, and we may lose manatees along with the loss of seagrass. Sea turtle also comes to the seagrass to get their food. Mangrove also one of the marine plants as they undergo photosynthesis process and make their own food. Another example of marine plants are seaweeds and kelps. The survey and remote sensing are the method to collect data. What is remote sensing? Remote sensing is any technique used to gather information about an object that does not require touching the object. First is passive remote sensing. This technology used to record an object from the radiation and the infrared camera on the tripod that record hits coming from the volcanoes, or an airplane fly over the forest that register the sunlight reflected from the forest canopy are the example of passive remote sensing. Active remote sensing. This technology sends the signals in order to gather information about an object. The ship that sends sonar wave scan the ocean floor use reactive remote sensing. People benefit from the result of remote sensing almost every day. For example, weather forecast by meteorology, cash speeding car by police, maps of all kinds by geologists. Special type of remote sensing called light detection and ranging, or LiDAR, is an active remote sensing that uses lasers. There are various roles of remote sensing for marine plants detection and monitoring. For example, detect the distribution changes, detect the aerial coverage, creating the hydrological model, and monitor the condition of the marine plants. Firstly, remote sensing is important to be used to detect the density and distribution changes of the marine plants between the years or maybe the decades. Remote sensing technology provides clear differences of the spectral background, which people can easily detect the marine plants distribution. Remote sensing also helps people in classifying the pattern of the marine plants distribution precisely. Secondly, the area coverage of the marine plants also can be detected by having the remote sensing technology. For instance, people can use remote sensing to assess the sensitive marine plants area which currently facing the huge erosion condition. This technology helps people to detect the remaining area coverage and extension of the marine plants at the area. Third, remote sensing technology can be used to create the hydrological model, and this model will come out with the result of hydrodynamic calibration for surface elevation, the current speed and direction calibration, and the current flow pattern. By having this data, the mitigation step can be more effective in order to protect the marine plants ecosystem. For example, there is the marine plants area that slowly degraded and affected due to nearby coastal development. The creation of hydrodynamic model from remote sensing technology can help people to assess if there is any changes of the current pattern and the speed due to the nearby coastal development that might affect the marine plants area. If there are the changes that might affect and reduce the coverage of the marine plants area, the mitigation step need to be taken seriously. The shape of the marine plants highly depending on the current patterns at the area. The mitigation step can be building the breakwater to slow down the current and save the marine plants from degraded. The hydrodynamic model created from remote sensing technology also can be used to see the changes of marine plants extension. In conclusion, by having remote sensing technology, people can access the data of marine plants density and distribution, the area coverage, the hydrodynamic model, which can help people to come out with the conservation step to conserve the marine plants area.